Today I'm going to show you how to make a really quick and easy, but surprisingly impressive dinner. We're gonna make shredded chicken. I'm gonna use a pressure cooker, but I'm gonna talk you through a few different ways that you could cook it if you don't have access to a pressure cooker. I'm also gonna make some homemade taco seasoning. The test will be if I can remember what all of these things are as we put them together. And we're gonna also make a very delicious, crunchy coleslaw that is lighter and a little bit more zesty than it is creamy, although it will have a little touch of creaminess in there. And I'm gonna show you, for those of you who cannot tolerate corn or grains or gluten, I'm gonna show you how to make a gluten and corn-free, grain and corn-free tortilla taco shell. Super fun. So there's a lot to do, so let's get into it. We're gonna start off with our homemade taco seasoning. Now, this is sort of a small version of it. You could test it out and see how you might wanna customize it, and then you can batch cook it and have it in a bigger jar. I also don't normally lay it out like this, but look at how pretty it is. It's so nice. So we're going to put it in a bowl so that I can actually mix it. But to start off with, I'm gonna talk you through, hopefully, what we have here. I have 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of coconut sugar. This is optional. I really like just a tiny touch of sweetness in there. You can use your preferred sweetener. We use coconut sugar. 2 teaspoons of cumin, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of nutritional yeast. I think this is kind of a little bit where the magic comes from, just having that little bit of umami flavor that you get from the nutritional yeast. This is a teaspoon of paprika. That's mostly for the color, which is important. Teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of cassava flour. You can also use arrowroot flour or kind of anything you want. This is when you're making your tacos and you're kind of cooking things together and you want it to have like that sort of thickness to the sauce. That's where that's going to come from. So it is it's a great addition if you want. It's not essential. And then I use about a quarter teaspoon of chipotle powder. You can use whatever spicy pepper powder you like, or not at all. My kids are not crazy about really hot things, so I don't use very much, but you do you. You get to customize it. So all we're gonna do is mix this all together, and then I'm gonna show you how to get the chicken cooking in the pressure cooker, which is fantastic for busy days when you don't want to put a ton of effort into a meal, but you want something healthy and nutritious and delicious. All right, hopefully I don't spill this everywhere. Okay, that is all blended together. I'm going to sprinkle it, some of it, not all of it, but some of it over top of our chicken breasts and pop them into the pressure cooker. And then we're gonna get started on the salad, which is kind of the best part in my opinion. All right, so chicken breast, we have a cup of water. I'm gonna add that to the pressure cooker container. You could use broth if you'd like. Also, if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can roast your chicken breast. You can slow cook it, which is a beautiful option because you can start it in the morning. Or you can do it on the stovetop in a pot that has a really heavy lid. Just add the moisture in there and cook it slow and low, and it'll do its business. You don't have to be all up on it. It's just gonna work. So that's an option. There's options for everybody. I love the pressure cooker because it's quick and it's easy and it's done fast. So I'm just gonna sprinkle this in, like maybe 2 tablespoons of this, because I want it to get flavorful as it's cooking. I'm gonna add more later to elevate all the flavors, but why not add flavor right out of the gates, right? I'm not gonna use a trivet today. I'm just gonna transfer this carefully into the pot. Whoa, try not to make a giganimous mess. We're gonna use the liquid in the pot when we're shredding, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about using a trivet or anything like that. Oh my goodness. Ah! I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, so I am going to put this on pressure high for, you can do it for chicken breast anywhere from I think 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how much you're doing. I'm doing 4 pretty good sized chicken breasts. So I think I'm gonna do for about 10 minutes because I want it to be so tender, it's just falling apart. All right, I'm gonna pop this on 10 minutes. You get to choose depending on how much chicken you're cooking. And then we're gonna make the salad. The chicken is cooking. We want to make sure that it comes to full pressurized for the 10 minutes. So you wanna make sure that's sealed and good to go. It's probably gonna obnoxiously beep in the middle of making our salad, but that's okay. Once it does go off, I am actually gonna turn the pressure cooker off and let it naturally release. So don't force the pressure to release. To make our salad though, which is just so delicious, we are going to use 2 different colors of cabbage, green and purple, of course. We're gonna use some amazing carrots. Cilantro, you can substitute this out for parsley if you would prefer. And today I'm gonna use a really crunchy, delicious apple. It's also amazing with a perfectly ripe mango, or you can skip it altogether, but I feel like that crunchy apple just adds a little bit of something, a little bit of sweetness, especially because we're gonna make kind of a zingy salad dressing to go with it, with lemon and lime and just a touch of mayonnaise. So it's gonna be exciting. All right, to start off with, we're just gonna chop this up. Now, listen, if you are short on time, buy the mix. It's fantastic. It will save you tons of time. I like to buy it and then sort of zhuzh it up, you know? If I buy a bag of coleslaw mix, I will add in shredded carrots. I will add in some parsley, maybe a little bit extra purple cabbage, just to make it a little bit nicer. Discard this piece. If I was cooking this cabbage, I would definitely use it. It's like the core part. If you're cooking it, it'll get soft and tender. In a salad, it's not really what we're going for. So I'm just gonna put that aside, save it for when we do sauteed cabbage. So good. I'm gonna make sure these are all kind of thin, smallish pieces. Add it to my bowl. Cabbage is one of those ingredients that I think I just sold it short for all of my life. And now it's like you hit a certain age where you're like, you know what's delicious? Cabbage. Now it's one of my all-time favorites. Purple cabbage. Purple food is so loaded with phytonutrients. It's so amazing for us. Cabbage in general is fantastic for our gut health, for the health of our colon. And purple food is something that we don't normally have access to. It's not a common thing. And it's so good. The more color you eat, the happier your gut is. So it's a fantastic option. It's amazing too if you can find it local and in season. It's usually quite sweet and easier to digest. However, cabbage does keep in the fridge for so long. It's kind of a miracle. I know I've talked about it before, but cabbage can sometimes be a little bit hard to digest. So one of the strategies is to either cook it or marinate it, which is what my mom does with all of her salads. She likes to marinate it in salad dressing. I only really go for that when it is cabbage. What happens is the acidity from the salad dressing, today we're gonna be using lemon and lime, breaks it down a little bit and makes it a little bit easier to digest, which is helpful for some of us. Just checking my ratio here. I think I will use all the purple cabbage. Now, if I was gonna try and be fancy, I would matchstick these carrots, cut them all perfectly in little strips. But I'm not trying to be fancy. I'm trying to show you how to make a quick, easy dinner. So we're just gonna use the grater, grate these babies up. What I do love about making my own coleslaw is my purple hands. But in addition to that, I love how much more flavor and how much fresher everything tastes. You can really taste the difference versus having something that comes out of a bag. But as mentioned, you can zhuzh those bags up. Just add in some freshly grated carrot. Amazing. The pressure cooker just beeped, so I'm gonna turn it off and I'm just gonna let it sit until it naturally releases pressure, usually about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, let's chop this apple up. I'm gonna do, I think, like strips. That's what I'm thinking. We're gonna add the cilantro and then I'm gonna make the dressing quickly because I want to get some citrus on that apple before it turns brown. It's not a look I'm going for. When I was a kid, I did not like cilantro, not one bit. But then we moved to Mexico for a while and I fell in love with it. And now I use it constantly. It's funny how just continuously introducing yourself to a flavor can change your whole relationship with that thing. I love that about our taste buds. You know what I haven't figured out yet though? Mushrooms. Keep trying. I think it's a texture thing. It's not good because they're so good for you. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands and we're gonna make salad dressing. So I'm making a giant coleslaw. So I'm using about a half a cup of mayonnaise as my foundation, but I'm gonna cut it with a bunch of citrus. If you wanted to, you can definitely use Greek yogurt. You can use your favorite dairy-free plain yogurt. You can make a cashew paste just by blending some soaked cashews with about equal parts water. That'll make a really thick, creamy paste, and then you can add your citrus to that. So there's options. Today, we're going a little bit classic with a little bit jazzy with the mayonnaise. This mayonnaise has been made with avocado oil, which I prefer. All right, I think I'm gonna do 2 limes and a lemon. And all we're gonna do, I don't know why, but I like to roll them out first. Does anyone else do that? It just makes them more squishy. It's like pre-juicing the lime. I don't know, that could be weird. I'm gonna use my citrus squisher, which is always a crazy adventure. I usually get lemon juice in my eyeball. So welcome to that journey. All right. That worked well. I absolutely love the smell of limes. It reminds me of living in Mexico. I think we put lime on everything. Trick is, you gotta go slow. I am sometimes impatient. Mash this thing way too fast and explodes in my eyeballs. You know what? I'm just gonna do 1 lime because these are so juicy. They are full of juice. It's because I rolled them. That's what happened there. This is gonna get crazy. It's too big. I cut off this nubbin. It's not helping me out. All right, just gonna mix this together. I might need to find a whisk, but for now, we're just going spoon. It doesn't look exciting or amazing, but trust me, it's gonna be delicious. Okay, I need a whisk. Be here all day trying to use this spoon. Okay, the other thing I'm gonna do is I like to freeze jalapenos in the freezer, obviously. And then when they're frozen solid, you can use your microplane, whatever this thing is called, and use them to make jalapeno zest. Hello. I'm not going to use a ton because my kids don't love spicy things. But that is a flavor that's going to make you happy. Already it smells just so good and so fresh. Then I just pop this back in the freezer. That's it. I've probably talked about it before, but that also works with ginger. You buy whole ginger and peel it and put it in the freezer, and then you use your microplane and just grate it, and it's fresh and delicious and so much easier than finely chopping ginger. So effortful. I'm gonna put in some freshly cracked pepper. Do you know that you can also do that with whole citrus? So if you want to add citrus zest to something and you have a whole frozen lemon or lime or orange or grapefruit, should I keep going? Pomelo? You can just zest it in. It's so fun. All right, let's taste this. It's perfect. It has just a tiny touch of creaminess from the mayonnaise, but mostly it's, I don't know. I can't explain citrus taste, but it's vibrant and alive, and it's gonna elevate everything in the salad. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. We're gonna dress the salad, and then I'm gonna show you the easiest recipe for those cassava flour tortillas. Comes together incredibly easy, and then I think our chicken will be ready, and then we're gonna be eating dinner together, me and you. This is gonna be the hardest part of our whole meal, you guys. Stirring salad dressing in. It's a whole journey. You really want to get it all mixed together. All right, we are just gonna let this rest. We'll put it in the fridge until we're ready to eat it. It's one of my daughter's favorites. She will eat so much of this salad, which makes me happy. I am going to get us ready to make our tortillas, and then it's all gonna come together. To make the tortillas, all we need is a bowl for mixing. We're gonna use 1 cup of cassava flour. Cassava flour lends itself very well to Mexican flavored foods. It's just, there's just something about it that works. So it's worth trying. If you can't have corn and you can't have grains and you're desperate for a tortilla, you're in for a treat because these are delicious. They have a beautiful flavor. So that, I'm just gonna do about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And mix that up a bit. It's very light and fluffy. Using 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Usually, if I wasn't filming right now, I would just put all of this olive oil all over my face. But you don't need to see that. Okay. And 3/4 cups of warm water. We'll just mix it together. At some point, I will have to use my fingers. There's something about cassava flour that I really just love. It has such a good flavor that it really does remind me of corn, but I don't know why. It's nothing like corn. So we're just forming this into a ball. It comes together super easy. Now, I got at my local kitchen store a tortilla press, which is adorable. And I thought about using it, but then I thought, I don't want you not having a tortilla press to be the barrier between you trying out these tortillas. I remember when we were unable to eat corn and grains because it was causing too much inflammation for my husband. And I discovered these tortillas. It was like the greatest gift, something that we had been missing. And I want that for you. So I'm gonna form these into similar size balls. In preparation, we're gonna use a rolling pin. You can use a water bottle, whatever you got. I'm gonna actually make them a little bit smaller, kind of like a traditional little corn tortilla. And whatever, they don't need to be exactly the same size. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna turn my frying pan on. You will wanna use a non-stick frying pan that is fairly dry. I am using a cast iron frying pan because that's what I grew up with and that's what we have. And it does have a little bit of oil in it and that's fine. That's just fine. So I'm gonna heat that up to medium heat and then we're gonna roll these out. We're gonna cook them and then we're gonna do the chicken and then we're gonna eat. Here's how I like to do it. I put wax paper, you can use parchment paper, down. I'm gonna put my little round ball. Now, if you're not gonna be using this right away, you will want to put it like in a sealed container or wrap it up or something because it does dry out. If you're noticing that it's getting dry and crumbly, just add a little bit more oil, add a tiny bit more water. It's okay. It's very chill. And then lightly, just gonna roll this into a little tortilla. So cute. You want it to be all a similar like thickness so that it cooks at the similar time. Science. They are a little bit tender. They will rip apart if you pull them off the paper too fast or get a little too zesty. My pan is not hot yet, so we're just gonna have to hang out while that happens. And then once the pan gets hot, we can kind of motor our way through these and we'll prepare our chicken at the same time. Something that I have enjoyed with having temporary dietary restrictions is discovering so many new cool ingredients and experimenting with them and learning new ways of cooking and eating. I think there's a lot of power from experimenting with how you're eating and challenging yourself to eliminate things or try different things. It broadens our whole entire experience as a food consumer and gives us a deeper understanding of what really works for our body. All right, our pan is hot enough, so we're going to we're gonna put our first tortilla in. We don't want to overcrowd the pan, so I do suggest just doing one at a time. Come with me. All right, the chicken is done. This is hot. I am gonna show you how I lazily shred my chicken in my stand mixer while simultaneously we're gonna cook the tortillas. It's gonna be real life up in here because cooking is about multitasking. So this chicken is falling apart. It smells delicious. It's gonna be loaded with flavor. We're just gonna transfer it over chicken first. Then we're gonna add liquid. And this glorious machine is gonna do all the work. I think I'll probably start with about half the liquid. See how it goes. Well, that was more than half. We're just gonna see how it goes. All right, I also am gonna add maybe like another, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of that. And we're gonna bash this up. This little machine. What do I do? Well, that was an unexpected explosion. This literally never happened before. I'm gonna clean myself up, but I'm gonna let this thing roll because it's doing work. It's happening. Well, that was a bit of a situation that has never happened before, but we all learned together just then not to put too much liquid in the mixer. Real life in the kitchen, all right? I'm not even gonna pretend that it's glamorous up in here. Okay, so all that drama aside, our tortillas are almost done. Our chicken is fully shredded. It got a little over shredded due to the chaos of me making a giant mess of myself. But hey, that's okay. It tastes so good, so it's totally worth it. All right. I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna pretend like this is fine. It's nothing to see here. Just you back up out of this scene. It's probably still in the scene. That's fine. Here's what I like to do with the tortillas. Try not to burn them. They only take about a minute per side. I like to keep them in, this is when I was a kid and I lived in Mexico. My chore was to go to the tortilla factory and pick up fresh tortillas every morning. We had a little basket with a little tea towel and you would wait in line with everybody else in the town and everybody was just speaking rapid Spanish and I was just there with my little basket, my little tea towel. I don't have a basket, but I still use the tea towel and it works amazing at just keeping things warm. They don't dry out and you can see that they're still gonna be bendy. They don't get too hard or too crispy. And that's what you want. You want to be able to, well, not make chips, but still they would be delicious as chips. So that's what I'm doing there. I am almost done and then we're gonna put this together. Then I'm gonna eat. And you are gonna hang out with me while that happens. Okay, you guys, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. We're going to build out our beautiful meal. So I'm gonna start with, I think I'll put, well, we'll just start with one. Let's not get carried away, all right? So I would do, and you can do whatever you want. Refried beans, you might wanna do some rice. Get down with your bad self. This is how I'm doing it today. I got my amazing cassava tortilla. rustic, delicious, fantastic. I did buy avocados. Let's not even talk about the avocado situation. It's all kinds of emotions about that. I'm gonna layer up some coleslaw, and I'm gonna add, oh, so juicy, just a little splash of lemon, lime, takes a village, and that's it. You could put salsa, you could put anything you want on here, but today I just wanted to show you an amazing weekday meal that comes together actually really fast, even if you're making your own tortillas, that is nutrient dense and delicious. And I'm really glad you have joined me today, even though I made a mess of myself. That happens in the kitchen constantly. Okay. The homemade taco seasoning is so good. It adds such a vibrant flavor. It's amazing knowing that there's not tons of weird additives in it. Zesty coleslaw. It's just like summertime happening in your mouth. Thanks for joining me. Have a glorious day. I'm gonna make a giant mess of myself now. You do not want to hang out for this.